honk.
What is up, Cobra Kai fans? Welcome back to the channel. Today, my special guest is Reagan Garner, who played an extra in Cobra Kai Season 4. You were involved in the prom and after-party scenes, which were probably some of the best parts of Season 4. So it was definitely really fun to be involved in that, I assume.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was. I was in the prom scene. I was in the All Valley scene and the after party. It was so much fun. I had so much fun with the season.
It was definitely one of the best seasons, and it's great to have you finally on. We've been kind of talking about how crazy the season's been and just how fun it's going to be to discuss it. So let's just go from like the beginning. So like to how you kind of got into this industry. Like when did you realize you wanted to be part of this industry?
Yeah, so I've always wanted to be part of this industry, but I never really knew how to get into it.
Right.
And so my mom kind of helped me because she was in Vampire Diaries a couple years ago, and she kind of knew like how to get into this industry. So she helped me out, and then I saw that Cobra Kai was like wanting people to come on the show, and I didn't really know what it was. And my dad actually like introduced me to it, and I was like, oh, okay, fun. And then I got on, and here I am. So
that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you probably had some like a better idea of the industry before maybe people go from like scratch. So like
yeah,
it's kind of good to have that like foot ahead in a sense. But like did your dad just tell you how great the show was based off the Karate Kid, or was it just like, oh, this show's so great, like it's definitely something you got to be part of?
Yeah, so he watched the show and he was like, oh, Reagan, you got to watch it. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know how good it would be. And I watched it and I was so obsessed with it. I loved it. I was like, I've got to get on this show.
Right. What's the thing that convinced you about this show? Because obviously, I personally don't think the show gets enough respect for how great it is.
Yeah.
I mean, in the UK, for example, there's a lot of people that still don't know about it. They're like, oh, Cobra Kai, I might check it out. I've seen it on Netflix. I'm like, just go and watch it.
Yeah, it's so good. I don't know. I think because it stood out to me, because there's not a lot of shows or movies out there that involve karate, I feel like. And there's constantly like action going on, and I love the cast. So that's what really made it stand out.
Yeah, like the karate aspect is something you don't see every day, especially when it's something that evolved around the 80s, because obviously Karate Kid was big then, and that kind of culture was a thing then. It is kind of less of a culture maybe now, or maybe more. Might be wrong, but like that is a good point. And yeah, the cast are so brilliant. Obviously, you got the legacy characters, so you get these guys back, and then the new guys. I mean, they smashed it like coming into the series, because there's probably a little bit of pressure there, especially with trying to bring back something as huge as the Karate Kid.
Yeah, for sure. The cast is so good, and like with them learning karate, starting from scratch and coming up, it's insane.
Right. So when exactly did you find out you were going to be part of season 4? Because obviously that must have been such a huge. It must have been euphoric when you heard about that.
Yeah. It was like a couple months before they started filming, or maybe earlier than that, and they sent me a text and they were like, hey, like we want you to come on. And so I signed up and everything, and then got there, and the first scene that I filmed was the cheerleading scene of episode 6 of season 4, and I saw Xolo and Billy Zabka, and I was like starstruck. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm actually doing this. It was so fun.
Right. So you were involved in quite a lot then. So
yeah,
from episode 6, then the prom and the after party, and then All Valley. Did you pretty much, like when you were told, did you just think you're going to be part of like maybe one specific episode, or were you kind of like did they let you know like, oh, we want to bring you back sort of thing for like each episode?
Yeah. So after the cheerleading scene, it was like a couple days after that, I got a text and they wanted me to come back for the prom scene. Right. And I was like, what is going on? So yeah, it was crazy.
Especially like hearing the prom stuff, because like, you get all glammed up, you're getting all ready for it. It must have been like really, really fun experience to do that as well. Fun.
Yeah, my dress was beautiful. It was silver and sparkly. It was coming apart while we were filming, but everybody was like, there's like sparkles all over the floor. I was like, yeah, it's my dress.
They know where you've been.
Yeah, but it turned out good on film, so.
yeah, exactly. That's the most important part, right? But yeah, that whole like, okay, this might be a difficult question, but like with all the different scenes you were involved in, what would you say was the most fun?
The after party scene, even though it was freezing cold, it was like below 30. I still had so much fun filming it. It was
Yeah.
actually at someone's house and by the pool, and just the reaction shots that we got and seeing everybody fight, and it was awesome.
So when you were watching the series and then you kind of like, did you kind of shoot more from like from scenes you were involved in, or was that always kind of like what you were gonna expect to see when you watched Cobra Kai?
Just kind of like what I would expect to see, like see what happens in the next season. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Like it must have been really cool though when you were watching those scenes because you know you're involved and you're like, where am I? I know where I
Yeah.
was, so I need to see where I am. Like it must have
Yeah,
been
I
really
was
fun.
sitting on the couch and I was like, that night was freezing. My
Yeah,
parents were like,
straight
oh
away.
no. Yeah.
Yeah, that yeah, so being part of season 4 must have been huge, especially because the show moved to Netflix.
Yes.
And obviously it's got a way bigger audience now, more people are invested. It's something huge. So like, did you watch the Karate Kid films prior to Cobra Kai? Like, we obviously aware of it. Like you said, your dad was I assume he'd seen the films as well because he'd been a fan of the show.
Yeah. So I watched Karate Kid 1. I watched the first one, and then I never watched the other ones. And so when Terry Silver was a character, my dad was like, "You don't even know who that is because you don't watch the other ones." And I was like, "I know, I need to go back and watch them because I haven't seen just the first one, but I'm gonna go back and watch them."
Wait, you haven't seen the first one?
No.
Oh, I thought you were like you've seen. So you've seen the third one?
I saw the one with Jaden Smith in it.
Oh, the new one. Oh, okay.
Yeah, not
okay.
the Ralph Macchio one, which
Oh,
is
okay,
not
fair
okay.
enough. Oh,
Yeah.
I know, like some people, because I thought for a second you said you'd seen like the Terry Silver Karate Kid film, so the third one,
Oh
and you didn't
yeah,
see the first one.
no.
I'd be like, oh, that's an interesting one. But
Yeah, no, I haven't seen that one.
yeah, like I guess when you're not just because you're part of Cobra Kai, but just how great the show is anyway, like you probably feel more invested in the films when you go and watch them because you kind of understand the context.
Yes.
Like, because there's so many big character returns in season 3 and 4, especially with Silver.
Yes.
Did you get to meet Thomas at all? I know he wasn't really around. Oh, you did get to meet him.
I did. He is so sweet, just like all the other cast members. It's like you forget that they're like big actors because they're just so like down to earth and they're just like, you know, hang out with you on set. So
right.
Nice.
So you got to meet Xolo, William, Thomas. Did you get to meet anybody else then?
I did. I met Peyton List. She's so nice. We actually hung out sometimes on set, and
that's cool.
I got to meet Mary and Tanner. I think I met everybody. Really, they were all sweet.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like you said, like you kind of forget they're famous based on what they're like, and I love the family spirit, as a lot of cast members have said about you know how they go about the set. Because I don't know from your experience, but like, you know, there's probably something you always want, right? You want that kind of really fun environment and just want to be part of something that's so it doesn't feel like work. It just feels like something fun to do, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I worked on another show a couple months ago too. And since I've worked on Cobra Kai, like nothing has compared. Like the set, the food, like the cast, like everything's so amazing about the show. I love it.
Right. So like from watching the show, is there like a specific character that resonates with you the most or like you root for the most?
Oh gosh. This is hard. I would probably say Hawk, Jacob. I just love him as a person and I love his character. So
yeah, he's just such a great character, especially like how his arc was in season 4 and just seeing how he went from being Eli to Hawk and now he's like back to Eli. And I mean, winning the tournament, I did not see that coming. Like,
me
definitely
either.
Yeah, with Hawk, he's one of those characters, like, at first, you're kind of like, he's making a mistake going to Cobra Kai, but then he kind of realizes that, and then we see him become who he is. What's been the most fun part of watching that journey for that character? Because obviously you said he's your favorite.
I feel like from season 1, he's kind of like not as confident and kind of just like, you know, this like little kid that's like, I don't know what I'm doing here. And then every season you like gradually see him get bigger and bigger and like more confident. And I think that that's awesome in his character.
Yeah, like he's just basically one of those characters. Like I think he's constantly having like
Yeah.
a conflict within himself, you know. And I
Yeah.
think that's one of the most important things as learning from that experience, you know. Like loads of these characters go through journeys like that.
Yeah.
So within acting and obviously being part of Cobra Kai, like, what's like a goal or ambition you have like going forward after Cobra Kai?
My goal is to get an agency, because once you get an agency, you know, I think this industry becomes a lot easier as in getting jobs. And so I'm hoping that I get some roles in movies and stuff. And one of my biggest like dream roles is to be in a Marvel movie. I love Marvel so
That's
much.
awesome.
And that would be a dream come true. And just to get bigger, I guess, in the acting industry, having kids look up to me would be awesome. And knowing that, you know, like just because you're in this industry doesn't mean you have to be this, you know, this crazy, like non-humble person. Because I know there are a lot of people in this industry that are, you know, so I would just be nice to everybody because that's what we need. So
Yeah, I respect that because
yeah,
like I think I've said this before to people, like no matter what it is, like your ego should never be bigger than the success that you've had, you know. You
exactly. That's so good. Yeah.
should always stay humble. Like that's very important. Like I wouldn't be doing YouTube if it was gonna give me an ego or you
Exactly.
know, things like that. And I'm sure you'd feel the same with acting. That's not the
Oh
point.
yeah.
That's not the reason why you're doing it. I'm so glad you brought up Marvel because
I love
I'm
it.
a big Marvel fan.
Oh, so am I.
So like, oh, okay. So at what level are you saying on a scale? Like 10 out of 10? Or like,
Oh
are
yeah.
you okay? So I'm guessing you're really geeky about it. Okay, what's the dream role for Marvel? Okay, Reagan, you're gonna be going to Marvel, and let's say they're giving you an opportunity, but you could pick any role and you would pitch them that idea of the role you want. What would you say to them?
I would definitely say Iron Man's daughter because
Okay. That's a
yeah.
unique one.
Also, I feel like I could pass as that because he has dark complexions like I do. So
yeah, that's what I was thinking. That works really well. But that's really cool. You went for something that actually wasn't like too far away from you in the sense of like it.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it might be harder to do that, but like yeah, I can. Yeah, like an older version of Morgan Stark, like
yeah, I
in
know.
the teens. Oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Is there any other characters you would like to play if you did have the chance?
Gosh, if Elizabeth Olsen had any siblings, I would be her sister because
Oh,
I
okay.
love Elizabeth Olsen so much. So, or maybe like a new superhero that comes out. Maybe.
I honestly like think that's really cool. You also brought up Olsen because she's definitely one of the best Marvel characters at the moment. Like, I'm really looking forward to her.
Yeah.
Right, like yeah, her and Doctor Strange, she's gonna have a big role in
Yes.
that. So, do you watch WandaVision then? I guess.
Okay, so I haven't actually seen WandaVision.
Okay.
I haven't gotten the chance to, but I've heard it's so good and I need to watch it.
I was kind of mixed on it at first because it was the first project in Phase 4 after a year of no Marvel content because of COVID and all that kind of stuff. So they kind of switched around the schedule, and I wasn't like feeling it at first, but it did get better each episode. And then rewatching it fully, it's actually really good. So yeah, it's
okay.
I think you'll definitely enjoy it how they go about it. But yeah, I can see that Wanda having like a younger sister, maybe.
I know that like actually has superpowers as well.
Yeah, like that'd be really cool. I'm trying to think of a character I think you could do.
I know. It's like all the characters are chosen already.
But you probably seen like the fan cast. Like when I was speaking to Vanessa Ruby on here, she was saying how much she loves X-Men growing up, and she would love to play something like Storm. So not only it's something she likes, but she would actually look the part, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's actually. Oh, I don't know why, but I can imagine you playing like Elektra, like a younger version of Elektra.
Yeah.
I can see that. Like that would be really cool. I can definitely see Wanda.
I would love to play Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, that would be really fun playing.
Yeah.
Especially when she's like using her powers. That must be.
Oh yeah, like moving it with her hands. That's so cool.
Yeah, the choreography for that. I remember seeing like behind the scenes footage of like of her working with an actual choreographer with all the handwork. It was like, wow, they really go into that stuff, and it was quite interesting. Oh, someone said in the chat, Rogue. You know Rogue from X-Men? I could definitely see you playing Rogue.
Yes, I do actually. Yeah, I could see
she
that.
Has the I think she has like that Western accent, and she has like the streak in her hair, the white streak. Yeah, I can definitely see you doing that. That would be really cool. Too. Okay, this is really cool. Like, I'm trying to like use my Marvel knowledge for what I know.
Okay.
But that's that's definitely roles. I mean, obviously, like being in any role in Marvel, I mean, being even part of that would be amazing. Yeah. If you could be a part of any specific show that's coming up in Marvel or film, which one would you like to be a part of?
Oh, in Marvel or just in general?
Yeah, Marvel, pretty much. Yeah.
Oh gosh. What shows are coming out? Probably.
So you got like, if we're going based off just like what's coming out this year, let's say, so you got like She-Hulk, Moon Knight, Doctor Strange 2, 4, Miss Marvel, I think.
Yeah, maybe a Doctor Strange. That would be cool. If they made another Loki, I would be in that too.
Oh, I could. Yeah, that would be cool. Well, see, the thing is, with the variants, like you could technically play any character and not necessarily look like them. So
exactly,
you could play a version of a character that might not look like yourself, but you can still. It's a variant, you know. So it's like it's quite cool in that way. Are you much into DC, or are you kind of like more Marvel?
I'm 100% Marvel. I like DC. Like, it's okay, like Batman and Superman, but I'm not as close to DC as I am to Marvel. So
is Marvel like, does it run in the family kind of thing?
Oh yeah, like my dad and my mom like Marvel too. So, and my brother loves Marvel.
Yeah, so just like if you had to like watch DC, they're like, Reagan, get out.
Yeah, like they'd be like, no,
that's not the one.
No.
I mean, I like DC,
Endgame, so
but right, like I think after stuff like Endgame and just Spider-Man, you've seen the new Spider-Man, right?
Yes.
Okay, good, because I felt so sorry for certain people I've spoken to because they said they didn't get to see it and they got it spoiled.
Oh, and
no, that'd be really annoying, right? So
yeah.
I mean, what did you think of No Way Home? I mean, what a film that was.
It was so good. When I was in the movie theater, and when Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield popped up, everybody was like, "Oh my god!" It was so good.
Just absolutely like geeking out and just like,
oh yeah,
I lost my shit like on the opening night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it was definitely something. The biggest surprise I think from Marvel, apart from what they did with Endgame, but I think it pretty much topped it, which is crazy.
Yeah.
You know what also was a treat is the fact Cobra Kai and that were out in the same month.
Yeah,
and we only had a few weeks apart, so it was like a big treat for people like us.
For sure.
But like, this is a fun question actually, because when we were talking about Cobra Kai, I didn't ask you this, but if you could be part of any dojo based on who you are as a person and your morality, which dojo would you see yourself in?
I would say Eagle Fang. One, because I love Billy and I love like his character Johnny Lawrence. It's just so awesome. And I don't know. I feel like I could be in between Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai. So I'm not either one of those. I'm kind of like both. So Eagle Fang.
That's interesting. Perfect. I like Eagle Fang mainly because of Johnny. Because I mean, I think it is like that. It's like the good Cobra Kai, you could say. Like it doesn't corrupt you.
Yeah.
And yeah, just having someone like Johnny teach you as a sensei would be so entertaining.
He is the nicest guy in person. Like in real life, he is so nice. I got a wrap gift from him, like a bandana, and he came up and hugged me. He was like, "Oh, like I hope you come back and stuff." I was like, "Oh, you're so sweet."
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, like you said, because you met Billy, that's really nice of him to do that. Yeah, seeing him play Johnny, I've heard like it throws people off because of Johnny's so different to William. In the sense of like Johnny's character has that like he's kind of robust and like kind of carefree, whereas William's the opposite. He really cares about what's going on and just he's a very nice guy from what I've heard. Yeah, I'm just trying to imagine. There's been loads of fan casts of like Cobra Kai guys within Marvel. I would love to see some sort of
Oh yeah.
Moment like that where some of the cast like go to Marvel as well. That would be really cool.
Oh yeah, I would be. It would be such a blessing to have like a Marvel role. So.
Yeah, like, is there a specific character from the Marvel franchise, apart from someone you see yourself play, like you really enjoy watching, or is like your favorite character?
I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I really do like Thanos. I think he is so like tough and just like mean and just like a monster, and it's just so cool to watch him like in the movies.
Okay, that's an interesting one. Well, no, in terms of like watching it and seeing him as a villain, it is quite fun, but obviously he's a bit. I mean, he's more crazy than even Terry Silver, so like, that's that's not the reason why you like him, but it's just because he's a villain that's actually accomplished what he says.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, he's a 8-foot purple giant with like the weirdest looking face. Like, there's so many things.
Imagine him walking up to you. Like, I would be like, what is going on?
I'm just trying to imagine like Terry Silver walking up to Thanos, and he's just like, I don't even know.
I can't even do karate on you right now.
Have you actually learned any karate, like maybe like prior to Cobra Kai?
Well, funny story. I went into a karate class close to my house. We have like a karate studio, and I went there, and I was gonna do a class with my mom, and we walked in, and there was a bunch of like 5-year-olds running around, and we're like, are we in the right class? Turns out we signed up for the wrong class, so we were in there with 5-year-olds.
That's amazing.
We were the only people over like 13 years old, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here. So we kind of just quit after that. But
that's quite funny though. Just walking in like, oh, kids.
Yeah, I was like, this is not what I signed up for. But
wait, was the sensei around? Like, did you kind of go like, yeah, like, where the adults, or did you just kind of like go in and just walk out?
Yeah, so it was a girl, and we were kind of like, where are the adults? But we kind of just did the class that day, and we didn't realize that it was like one class for adults and kids, but there were no like adults in there. It was just all kids.
That's actually quite funny.
Yeah, it's like,
that's a great story. I mean, I've never had that problem ever, but like I think I have walked into a class before in the gym, because I was like, it was while I was doing some work experience, and there was like there's like this like class of old people, and they were like not supposed to be interrupted, but I walked in there like realizing, and they were like just all like looked at me like giving me death stares, looked like they're about to do the Quicksilver method on me or some sort of show me no mercy,
Right.
It was hilarious though, but yeah, I mean, is there any funny stories or anything on set that you could share from your experience in season 4?
Yeah, during the prom scene in season 4, I was told to walk past Jacob, walk down the hallway, and they called action, and I had my mask on the whole time while we went, and my heart dropped because I turned around and nobody else was wearing their mask, and I was like, we're literally filming. So then I took it off, and they were like, you had your mask on in that scene. I was like, I know.
Oh my god, yeah, that must have been like, sorry guys.
Yeah, it was embarrassing, but I got it right the next time. So
yeah. Well, you were just putting safety first, right? So you can't really blame yourself fully for that. Yeah, I mean, that whole prom scene, it was quite interesting, and then we got the after party. Like, was there any scenes that you guys filmed that didn't make like the actual season, like from the scenes you did?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. One of my friends, Hannah, her character name's Lexi DeMarco.
Oh yeah, Hannah, yeah.
Yeah, and there was a scene where Nate plays Nate in the show, and he was supposed to like blow a kiss at her in the crowd, and she was supposed to like smile or whatever, and that scene didn't make it in the show, which we were really upset because we were like, we wanted that in there.
That's so annoying. That actually would have been so good. Like, why did they get rid of that? Oh,
I know.
I'm just trying to imagine, because Nate and Bert, they're so funny, and like seeing them like have like, I mean, apparently Lexi is like Nate's girlfriend. I thought it was just a prom date. So I'm like, yeah, these guys are now got girlfriends from being like mini guys in season 2. So it's like, wow,
I know,
they've grown up a lot. Yeah. And now you're just like seeing the confidence in blowing a kiss. That would have been really funny to see.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's one moment from season 4 that you find like one of your favorite moments?
Oh gosh, let's see. In season 4, probably when Robby comes in to Johnny Lawrence and they hug each other. That's really cute. That almost made me cry.
That's such a bittersweet moment because,
It
like,
is.
I think everyone's been waiting for them to just talk
Yeah.
and just not
To
fight.
finally get for each other and finally like get over their, yeah.
Yeah, like get over that kind of the obstacle of them just not having any sort of relationship because obviously Johnny's been more of a father to Miguel and Robby's just like, you could have been a father to me.
Right.
You know, you're my actual dad.
I know.
So, and then obviously feeling for Miguel at the same time, like the fact he had this injury, he wanted to go and meet his father. That's a big step. I mean, I think that Johnny Robby scene though is definitely one of the emotional scenes in the series. Like,
it's very wholesome. I watched it and I was like, oh, I was not expecting that, but I'm glad that happened.
Yeah, I didn't think I was expecting that. Like at right at the end, I think it was nice that I thought that would probably happen like in season 5, not like the end of season 4. But that was really nice. We saw that. But with any really great show, there's always a really good ending, which will lead to another season if it is like in that case. And like with films, like look at the ending of Endgame and No Way Home. It's such insanity with those endings. Like,
oh
how
yeah,
it leads.
I mean, I had chills like all throughout Endgame, like every minute.
Right, like based on movies and just the way they impact us. Like, what's your favorite film of all time, or if you have like a list?
Honestly, I would. I like comedy movies, but I also like Marvel movies. I would say Marvel Endgame, really, for the most part.
Oh, nice. Okay, I'm glad you said that because I don't really hear many people saying Endgame is their favorite anymore. I think for me, just because of No Way Home is probably my favorite. But like honestly, Endgame. Did you get to see it on opening night?
I saw it like the night after opening night because I knew there was gonna be so many people there. I was like not about to get in that crowd, so.
Oh, it's so crazy. It's just I love the jeering and the cheering like during the showing. I mean, like there's people that don't like that, but it's such a thrill because people are so excited to see it.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, seeing Endgame and Infinity War, especially in IMAX, it's crazy.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's interesting you saying about Thanos being like a character you really like because a lot of people compare him to Kreese and the way Kreese goes about things. And with his Cobra Kai, it's inevitable. It's gonna be the best. It's gonna influence people
mercy at all times.
Right. Yeah. So do you kind of like feel the Kreese characters like misunderstood for that reason? Because you really understand the Thanos character.
Yeah, I think he does get misunderstood a lot. I feel like also he does have that like soft spot in his heart though. It's not always like strike first, strike hard. I feel like he can also be a little, like thinking about others sometimes and like wanting the best for his kids, but it comes out in the wrong way. You know what I'm saying?
You couldn't have said that any better because like I think Kreese thinks what he's doing is right, but he doesn't realize it does come out really wrong to most people. Like the thing about him telling to sweep Daniel's leg and all that, like Kreese said, like he was doing that for Johnny's confidence,
right?
But that's cheating. That looks bad. You're trying to injure somebody in the tournament. Like he doesn't see the bad side of that. But I guess that's because it's his morality is just the thing with the show. I love is you don't see people as good and evil purely. It's based on perspective. Like it gives you a journey of a character, and you're like, okay, what do you think about this character? What do you think about them now? Like they constantly flip. Not many shows do that, right? Like there's not many where you kind of feel you're constantly switching with characters each season because Cobra Kai do that so well.
Yeah, and that's what I love about the writers, producers, John, Josh, and Hayden. They make it to where every character you kind of feel for every character. Like no character's bad, but they do things in the wrong way maybe sometimes, and they're all growing in each season. So I feel like that's really awesome.
Do you think is there any character from watching all 4 seasons apart from Hawk because I know he's your favorite? that's like surprised you the most in the way they've kind of changed?
Yeah, Tori, I think. In season 4, she kind of again like kind of had a soft spot in season 4 and kind of was like softening up to Amanda. And I didn't think I would see that because she's always like mean and like no mercy, but she kind of does have that heart to where she kind of sits and watches and thinks back to who she really is.
Yeah, I was really shocked about that as well
Yeah.
because, like you said, it wasn't something anyone was expecting based on Amanda's stance with Tori, like how she was so against her with everything that was going on with Sam and Tori. So yeah, she's just being a good mother, looking out for Sam, but then immediately she just kind of become a mother for Tori in the sense of like I feel sorry for you and I want to help you and want to guide you in a sense. Like, it's nice to see that. Yeah. Because obviously we don't know Tori's mum. We haven't seen her face. We know she's got a mum, but she doesn't provide for Tori, which I do feel sorry for Tori. I mean, she's a 17-year-old in the show.
I know.
And she's covering her whole family, paying rent, trying to work, GED. It's insane, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so insane. Like everything she's been through, and then she goes and does karate. It's all like getting in her head, and she's trying to, just manage it all.
Right. Like, I guess you can take inspiration from a lot of the characters in the series and their journeys, and as an actress, like you get inspired by the acting as well and just who you work with. Who are people that like inspire you in the industry?
Oh gosh. I would say Peyton a lot. She's been in a lot of stuff and she's a really nice girl and she's a good actor and she's around my age, so I kind of look up to her. Yeah.
Right, that must be nice to kind of have someone in like, that's kind of lived the same amount of time but has achieved that and you're like, wow, I can do that with that kind of age. It's like, really awesome. Sure. Is there if you could work with any actor or actress that you haven't yet, who would be the one you'd love to work with?
Oh gosh, I would say she's not an older actress, she's young like me, but I would say Millie Bobby Brown.
Okay.
Because I'm such a big Stranger Things fan and I think she's awesome. So
yeah, Stranger Things is coming out this summer. I mean, I can't believe it's been a 3-year wait.
And I can't wait. It's gonna be so good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really rooting for Hopper. I mean, seeing that ending.
Too. Oh my goodness. I feel so bad for him.
It feels like he's kind of gonna have one of them like main arcs in season 4, like Stranger Things, but because they kind of done loads of trailers on him and stuff. But yeah, I'm kind of curious how they go about Eleven's story as well, and just Millie Bobby Brown's getting way more popular, and obviously she'll probably be in Marvel at some point or DC.
I know. That would be awesome.
Right, yeah, like I mean, these guys in Cobra Kai, some of them are getting like Xolo's already in Blue Beetle, and won't be long until.
I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, that is. I mean, like we said, we're not much DC, but I know of that character, and it is pretty cool. He's in DC, but it's always going to be Marvel, right?
Oh yeah, always going to be Marvel. Team Marvel.
Right, like from your Cobra Kai experience, what would you say was the most important thing you learned from it?
The most important thing, probably. I don't know if it was my most important thing, but I learned a lot being on set or on cameras and like the camera work and the angles and everything. And that's really important because, being in a show can really show you like what it's like being on set. So, yeah.
Right. Like you learned all the little cues and maybe little like things you didn't know before. Like, obviously you're an actress. You have goals of being an actress, being a part of it more, getting bigger roles and all that kind of stuff. But do you ever like see yourself getting into like directing or more so on the other parts of the creativity within production?
Yeah, I don't really know much about directing or producing or anything, but I would love to do that eventually if I kind of get done with acting and I'm not really like wanting to do it anymore, but still want to be in the industry. I think I would like to direct for sure.
Yeah, like being able to kind of lead something that is a project you're passionate about and you really want to like achieve it in a certain way. I mean, that must feel great, especially like if there's a vision you believe that will come out really well to the viewers.
Yeah, I also I have a lot of thoughts in my mind about like movies or TV shows, like really good TV shows that I've thought about that I could really have fun doing.
What kind of shows in particular?
Probably like a bunch of like action movies or horror movies that I've actually written down like thoughts that I've had that I would love to see in a TV show and a movie. And a lot of them are like, you know, those like weird movies like The Fifth Wave where like people get wiped out or like crazy stuff like that. Yeah.
Something like kind of like thrilling, chaotic, but really fun, like loads going on. Yeah, I mean, when you said comedies earlier on, like, is it just strictly a comedy or like within action or very mixed genre?
Yeah, kind of like you know how Ryan Reynolds will do like funny movies, but there'll be like action in it. That's that kind of stuff.
Oh, like Free Guy or like
Exactly.
Deadpool, you could say.
Free
I mean,
Guy.
that's
Yes.
Free Guy was great. I think you saw that, right?
Yes, I love Ryan Reynolds.
He's so funny. Like he's just all he needs to do is just being himself, and that's
I know, literally. Have you seen Red Notice?
Yeah, I saw that.
So good.
I think it was like a few days after it came out, and him and Gal and Dwayne together.
Gal and Dwayne,
great chemistry. Yeah, I think they're doing another film for that. I hear, so that would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan in that is so funny. Like he's getting tormented by the other two. The twist at the end is really good as well. I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's an awesome movie.
What's your favorite all-time Ryan Reynolds movie then?
Oh man, what's that one movie with that girl and they don't want to be married? I can't remember the title of it.
Oh wait, it's not Just Friends, is it? That's something else.
Just
Friends. It is Just Friends.
That's what it is.
Oh, okay, yeah, because like
I can't remember the girl actor in it, but it's a funny movie.
Oh, that's hilarious! I've watched that a few times and just seeing him seeing him in the prosthetics, like when he's really fat is funny, and then just like him becoming this like famous well-known agent, and then he still doesn't like he doesn't ever end up with the girl. Well, actually, he does in the end, but yeah, that whole film is hilarious. He's definitely I mean, imagine working with someone like Ryan Reynolds.
Oh yeah, and he plays Deadpool so good too. Forgot about Deadpool.
I'm hoping Deadpool like appears in the new Doctor Strange because of all these like cameos and rumors about it.
Oh
if
my
he's
gosh, I can't wait.
In that, so there's I don't know if you heard rumors, but like there's going to be some X-Men in the film, and with that, people are also wondering because Deadpool is now the rights have gone to Marvel for that, so he could appear in that.
Yeah, thank goodness.
It'll be great. It'll be definitely great to see that. I actually see so many really good questions in the chat, so if you don't mind, we can get to some of those now.
Yeah.
Okay, as we were talking about Netflix, this is a great question from Ronald. What was your favorite Netflix show? I know you said you like Stranger Things, you like Cobra Kai, but if there's anything else?
I really like Ozark, and I really like Outer Banks. Those two are really good.
I've actually watched a bit of Ozark. I need to catch up though to the latest.
It's dark.
It's actually it's got that gritty side to it as well,
like
which
constant like money laundering and
yeah, it's just got that edge to it, and I think there's so many shows I don't usually like if it feels too much the same, but Ozark feels really unique, so I like how they've gone about that. Okay, this is an interesting one by Lisa. Who's your favorite music star?
My favorite music star, I really like the Kid Laroi. I like his voice when he sings. It's really good, and he's Australian, so that's cool too.
Yeah. How did you feel about Carrie Underwood being involved in season 4? Because that was quite a big deal for people.
Yeah, so I'm not a country music person. I don't really like country music, but everyone was rumored that she was going to be there, and I was like, whoa, really? And it was really cool how we were standing there like clapping to the music, and she was playing, and I was like, what is life? Like, I never thought I would see her, but yeah, it was cool. Yeah,
like I mean, I'm on you with that. Like, I don't listen to country music. I probably never really listened to Carrie Underwood, but like I can appreciate someone that's a good singer just because it's really impressive. Like, are you kind of more into you like mixed genre, or kind of like you kind of stick to one? You're very loyal to some
I like
genre.
pop, I like pop and I like rap too. You know, I have a couple favorite rappers that I listen to.
Oh, okay. Who in particular? Because I've got a few as well, but I want to hear yours first.
I really like Lil Baby and Lil Tecca. Those two are really good.
Okay. Yeah. Do you like J. Cole or
I
Kendrick?
do. I like J. Cole.
Those guys?
Yeah.
I mean, Kendrick hasn't dropped anything new in so long, but J. Cole's definitely probably my favorite. I think I do have. Have you heard of Kota the Friend?
What now?
You heard of Kota the Friend? He's a rapper.
Oh, I don't know. I may have. I don't know. That doesn't really sound familiar to me.
If you've like listened to a kind of, I think it's called chill hop. It's kind of like that, and it's obviously rap as well.
Okay.
I kind of, if you like that kind of thing, I think you might enjoy it.
Yeah, I'll give them a listen.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, this might be a difficult one. What's your favorite episode of Cobra Kai?
Oh my gosh. Of season 4, probably I want to say the last episode where Miguel goes and finds his dad, because that was like a shocker to me. Yeah.
Right, yeah. It's hard. Like if this question is based on all the seasons, I don't know how to answer that.
I kind of forgot what's in at each season or each episode. I'm trying to think.
Right, yeah. Like it's more like about character moments, right? Because I mean, episodes can be great, but like there could be one massive thing in this episode that sticks out to you more than other episodes. It's kind of hard to definitely hard to think about that. Someone asked, "Have you ever met since?" Oh, I know why they're asking this. It's because of Cytherea Rodrock. She was mentioned in Cobra Kai. Devin was like saying about her to Johnny because obviously his era, she was around. Someone said, "Have you ever met her?"
No, I haven't met her.
Yeah,
but
she's
I do remember her talking about her in the season.
Yeah. Like it'd be interesting if she shows up because of that.
Yeah. That would be crazy.
Like, yeah, like I mean, there's so many characters we haven't seen yet in the Karate Kid universe, so we've still got so many to see. I mean, there's definitely a few. Like Mike Barnes, but
yes.
What are you looking forward to with like going into season 5? Like, what are you most excited for?
I'm most excited to see where the characters go and how the characters develop, for sure, and see like who's going to come back, or if anybody is going to come back, or yeah,
like character returns is definitely something. I think it's funny because like you're saying about Hawk, his journey is going to get very interesting with him having all this confidence, winning the Ore Valley, and just kind of he's now kind of having the limelight that Miguel had once he won the tournament. So interested to see where it goes. Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
But Reagan, it's been really fun talking to you about like Cobra Kai and obviously like pop culture and all that stuff. Thank you for coming on. It's been really fun.
Oh, you're welcome. I've had so much fun.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much. And guys, remember to subscribe if you're new. Me and Reagan are going to sign off now. Probably watch a film. Maybe
Marvel.
Marvel. I mean, I don't know what's on my list, but I'm going to watch The Karate Kid again. I've kind of been feeling it's been a while since I watched it. So,
yes.
Yeah. So again, thank you for coming on. It's been really fun.
Thank you so much. It's been so fun. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sure. So guys, take care. We'll see you guys next time on the channel.